Top of the clock, good people. I hope all is well and profitable. I want to give a super shout out to everyone that attended the estate planning notary workshop. I got overwhelming positive responses from it, and due to that feedback, we'll be hosting these workshops on a monthly basis. So be on the lookout for the next announcement for when the next live training will take place, and it applies to all 50 states. For anyone that knows me, I am one of the key pillars to building my notary business has been through networking. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about how I lost a potential estate plan attorney client a couple of years ago. And so if this is your first time on this channel, my name is Rafael Jermison. I am a nationwide signing service owner. I am also a notary coach, and I specialize in helping notaries grow their business through estate planning. So let's get right into it. So a couple of years ago, I know a realtor who I met through a networking group that I was a part of, and he was a guest. And we got an opportunity to get together for a one-on-one. And that was an opportunity for me to get to know him, learn more about his business and how I can help him. And if anyone that knows when it comes to partnering up with realtors, their ideal referrals are obviously going to be homeowners. Ideal referral partnerships are going to be loan officers and working with title companies, right? So he was setting up his networking group. He was actually just launching it, and he invited me to this group. He knew that I was my target was working with estate plan attorneys, and he mentioned to me that a couple of estate plan attorneys would be at this meeting. So me being who I am, focusing on building my business through networking, I wasn't going to turn down the opportunity. So I ended up going to the event, and when I arrived there, I spotted him right away. Actually, matter of fact, he spotted me right away, and he did something that was pretty cool that most people don't do at networking events. He pulled me over to the side, and he just pointed out to different professionals in the room who I should be talking to, right? But again, my focus is working with estate plan attorneys, and so he pointed me to a couple of estate plan attorneys that were in the building, and he told me specifically who I need to talk to. Not only do they do estate planning, but they practice real estate and they practice business. And then he pointed me to another estate plan attorney who also, again, he practices estate planning, but he also practices family law as well. So he would just give me some pointers on how to move around, who I should talk to, and how to make the best use of my time, which I really appreciated, because sometimes when you go into these events, you're not going to really have too many people that's going to pull you to the side and point you in the right direction of people who you need to talk to. So I really appreciated him for that. So as you know, I go in there and I'm making my rounds, right? And so I'll go up to the first estate plan attorney client. He wasn't a client, but I'll go up to the first estate planning attorney. We had a conversation, just briefly introduced myself. He introduced himself as well. I took his business card, and we set up some time to do a one-on-one. And I also ended up meeting with another estate planning attorney, where with this particular attorney, we kind of hit it off right away. We had it was a good vibe. We had a great conversation. We had similar interests, and I pretty much explained. I just gave him a brief pitch of what I do and how I can help. And he was pretty much excited for he was really excited to talk to me, because when I spoke to him, he said, "Man, I'm currently looking for a mobile notary for our clients. We currently leave it up to our clients now to find a notary, but it hasn't really been working out. Our clients have really been having a difficult time with finding a notary. And me and my wife, who's also an attorney, we've been trying to partner up with a notary that we can refer to our clients." So right then and there, I thought, man, I hit the jackpot, right? I'm like, man, this is a great opportunity. It was the reason why I'm getting a little bit excited here just thinking about it, but I thought, man, this is really cool. I got the opportunity to meet this gentleman for the first time, and he's already telling me that, man, we've been looking for a notary. Things just worked out in my favor. So, we at this event, you don't want to spend too much time, because you want to make your rounds and get to meeting other people that's in the room. So I took his card. I gave him my card, and I told him I would follow up with him so we could discuss further, get together for coffee or just have a simple phone conversation. So I make my rounds to the networking event, still meeting new people here and there. And at the end of the event, I go home, and I want to say a day or two later, I ended up following up with the attorney, gave him a call, and we continued our conversation that we had at the event. So I pretty much use that time to get to know him, right? So again, he focuses on estate planning, but he also does family law with him and his wife. He explained to me that he was currently looking for a mobile notary to use for his clients. Not only was he focusing on serving his clients locally, but he was also focusing on expanding statewide as well. And I thought that made perfect sense, because for my business model, even though I operate a nationwide signing service, I tend to focus on on my particular state, which is California, and I build out from there. So I thought, man, this would really make sense. And so we having a conversation. I explained to him that I can create, we can definitely assist his firm with expanding. We can also make it easier to where his clients would no longer have to look for a notary. I could pretty much create his own client account where him and his wife will have access to it. And whenever they need a signing, they could just go ahead and just schedule it. And so again, I'm saying all these things. I'm explaining to him how we can add value to his firm, how we can save his firm, save him time from having to find a notary, having to have documents prepared, have all the way down to scheduling the notary, all the way down to if we need to provide witnesses. I pretty much explained to him that we could pretty much save you a lot of time on the administration side, and let us take care of that while you can focus on improving your productivity and bringing on more clients, right? So from there, the next step for me was to talk to his wife, and his wife is pretty much the person, who is pretty much helping their clients coordinate the notary, letting them know what the pricing was, what to expect, etc. So I spoke to the wife, and it was a positive conversation. The same things that I spoke to her husband about, I relate to her as well, and explaining what kind of value that we can add to their firm, and how this could be a positive partnership. So after the conversation between the attorney and his wife, I proceed to establishing the client account for them, let them know what our pricing is, how we can make just to give them a quick rundown, pretty much an onboarding process of what we went through. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was hyped. I was excited, because at this time, I'm still about a year or two into my signing service. And this is, where we're making a transition from focusing on the loan closing side to focusing on just serving estate planning attorneys. And so when you have these kind of conversations, when you have these conversations with potential clients, and they're just telling you how thrilled they are to have the opportunity to meet you, and they're thrilled about what they're hearing and excited about the opportunity to work with you, I'm thinking to myself, like, man, I got this in the bag. This is a layup. This is easy work right here, right? And so once I get everything set up, from there, it's just a matter of me just being on standby and just waiting for the opportunity to present itself. And so I want to say probably a couple of weeks after that, after establishing the client account, I get an email from the wife, and she lets me know that she may have a potential signing coming up. So I said, okay, great. You can. I sent over the information for you to use for your client account. All you need to do is just log in, put the information in for the signing, and then we take care of the rest. And so she proceeds to do that. And I want to say maybe 24 to 48 hours later, something happened with the client where they needed to reschedule, so we had to cancel the signing. So no big deal, right? And so after that, a month goes by, 2 months goes by, 3 months go by, and I haven't heard anything from this law firm. And so I'm thinking to myself, I was like, okay, well, we originally had a signing on the calendar. And I'm thinking, maybe they're focusing on the family side. Maybe they're focusing more on the divorce side, the family law side, and they probably haven't had any estate planning, any estate planning at the time being at this point in time. So for me, if I don't hear from you, I'm going to follow up, and that's what most notaries should do. If you don't hear from a potential partner, you might want to follow up with them just to stay top of mind and see what's going on and see what you can do to help out, if it's anything that you can do to help out, right? So I sent the email to the attorney who I met at the networking event. And I just said, hey, just sending you a quick email, just following up. Haven't heard from you guys in a while. If there's anything I can do to help out, just let me know. And so I sent out the email. Not even 30 seconds, maybe a minute goes by. He responds quickly. He responds right away. And so when I get such a quick response, I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, we in business. I mean, he may got a signing for me. And as it turns out, he didn't have a signing for me. In fact, he let me know that they went ahead and found a local notary, another local notary in their area who can help them out with their signings. And it was going to do it for, I believe at the time he said they charged them a flat rate of $75 for all of their signings. And they said it was like, and I guess the notary was a really nice person, professional, and they're going to do it for $75. And so if you can imagine, I'm sitting there looking at that email. I'm like, wow, okay. We had this conversation, and I set up this client account for you. You and your wife sounded really excited about what our team can bring to the table and how we can, pretty much add value not just to your firm but to your clients as well. And so I'm thinking like, man, I just lost out on a client. I just lost out on a potential client due to another notary undercutting me for the most part, and decided to take on all their local signings. And so, I took it all in stride. And you're gonna come across your so-called competition where they're gonna undercut you on pricing, and it may be to their own detriment. Now, if you want to charge $75 for estate plan signings, where you may be having 10, 15, possibly 20 notarizations, not only just for single clients but for your couples, then hey, it's nothing I can do about that. It's nothing I can do about that. I just end up losing out. So, and I also thought it was a loss for the law firms, because they mentioned to me that they want to expand statewide. And so I don't understand how you'd be able to expand statewide with just working with this one local notary who's going to charge you $75 for all your signings. It's not going to be enough spread for him and also the notaries that they're hiring. But that's neither here or there. And so I took it all in stride. I said, well, it is what it is. Losses happen. You just move on. So I want to say maybe a month or two goes by. The realtor who initially invited me to the networking event that I met this attorney at, he was having another meeting, and he invited me to another meeting that he was having. So I said, okay, cool. I'll definitely be in attendance, because, this is business. You got to keep going. You're going to lose. You're going to lose sometimes. You just got to charge it to the game and keep it going. So I go to the event, and I meet up, and I go to the event, and he introduces me to another estate plan attorney there at the event. And me and this attorney, we meet up, and we, it was a good conversation, but it was still it was more of like a fill out process. It was still more of a fill out process, because again, he doesn't know me. And I don't know him, right? And he's not conducting himself like the last attorney, where he was just excited, happy to meet me, just wait for the opportunity to meet. And so it was just a little different, but overall, he was a really, really cool attorney. So I got his information, and the next day, following the same exact process, I follow up, and I follow up with him. I set up a one-on-one with him. And we didn't do it in person over phone call. We did the one-on-one over Zoom. And this particular attorney was different from the last one. This particular attorney, he wasn't really thinking about expanding statewide. He was more focused on serving his local clients. This particular attorney preferred for his clients to come into the office, as opposed to just sending a mobile notary to the client's home, just like what most attorneys do. And so we had a good one-on-one. He thought, I like what you bring to the table. I may, I'll definitely keep you top of mind in case we have a signing that comes up. I said, okay, cool. And I left it at that. I didn't get too high. I didn't get too low, due to the previous situation. And we go from there. And so with this particular attorney, I probably end up hearing from him maybe 2 months later, and he had a signing available. He had a signing that he needed me to come in and do. He asked if I can come into the office while he sat with his client, going through the documents, and can I sign them? I said, yeah, I'll be more than happy to help. And so I kid you not, I go to the signing. We get everything signed and notarized. And that attorney, from that one signing, that attorney has used us over 15 times. We've done over 15 signings for that particular client. And so what I want you all to take away from this is that sometimes you're gonna deal with some hardships. You're gonna come across professionals who you may have had a great conversation with, who you may hit it off with, and you may be thinking to yourself like, man, this is gonna turn into something. This is gonna turn into something positive for my business. And sometimes it may not work out. And if it doesn't work out, don't use that as a moment to sulk. Don't use that as a moment to sulk and get down on yourself and questioning yourself and not being confident in yourself, because sometimes it just, the partnerships just don't mix. And sometimes it's the professional who you didn't think would even give you an opportunity or even give you a shot is the one who's going to do consistent business with you. And so don't give up. This is the cycle for signing or onboarding new clients, especially for estate planning. It could take a couple of weeks or so, but man, once you get an opportunity to showcase yourself, an opportunity to show that you can do this, you are professional, you're on time, you're punctual, you're able to provide excellent service for your clients, those attorneys are going to remember that. And they don't want to have to go around and call around, going on Google and Yelp and all these platforms to find a notary. If they already know you and they see the type of person that you are, the type of professional that you are, you take your craft seriously. You're willing to not only add value to the attorney, but you're also willing to provide value to their client and making sure that you're serving as a great representation of that law firm. I can guarantee you that they're going to continue to send you business as long as you continue to be consistent and do those things. So I'm like most people in business. I have wins, but I also have losses too. I have more losses than I have wins. The important thing is to continue to keep going. Don't give up. Continue to attend those networking events. Continue to be uncomfortable. Continue to make those cold calls if you're doing that. Continue to send out those emails if you're doing that. Continue to follow up, because more times than not, most attorneys are very busy, and sometimes they don't have the time to get back to you to learn more about your business. You have to continue to stay top of mind. So as long as you continue to do those, you are going to break through. I promise you. Again, I want to thank you all for tuning in to this video today. I hope you got value from this. I hope that you are willing to take heed to this message, that you're going to go out there and showcase why you should be their preferred notary, why they should do business with you, and why they shouldn't even look in any other direction but yours. If you're a notary that's watching this video right now, and you want to learn about the estate plan signings, if you want to learn how to master this process, if you want to learn how to build your client base, I want you to attend the Estate Planning Notary Workshop. This is a workshop that I am hosting every month for the duration of 2025. Our next workshop will be taking place on March 29th. This is going to take place between from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We'll be going over best practices at the signing table. We'll be going over common estate planning documents. Common estate planning documents you'll see. We'll be going over, we're going to go over how to build your client base, what marketing methods work best. We'll go over what is estate planning, why now is the right time to get started. Make sure you hit the link in the description. Make sure you save your seat today, so that way you can learn how to build your business, build your book of business through estate planning. I appreciate you all. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. And until next time, y'all, Peace.